What is up, everybody? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, hold on. No camera. I'll get it. I got this shit. I promise you. Not that you're missing out on much, but I got this shit. Give me my camera. Well, it says it's on, but now it doesn't want to work. Let's see here. Why are we not working? Well, it shows I'm working on that end. Why am I not working on that end? Thank you, Streamlabs. What is going on, everybody? I see y'all. Tanya, Chris, Jerry, Red, good to see you. Ruger Wife, hello. Janine, Ruger, Shelly Bean, Angry Grizzly, good to see y'all. Hold on, where is Tech? I don't know. He's probably busy. Probably trying to figure out. I don't know what the hell is going on here now. Let's see here. What happens if I go over here and then back to here? Ha! Look at there. Who needs a fucking tech guy? Muskie Fisher, what's happening? Justin, hello. Shane, good to see you. Look at that shit. Who needs a fucking tech guy? Huh? Junebug, what's happening? Who needs a fucking tech guy? Let Redneck hit a bunch of buttons until his shit works. I don't know how to fix that part, though. Well, he sure does think highly of himself. Got that shit spread all the way across. So thank you, Swanee. I appreciate it.
Where is the video? I'm sure you're pretty tonight.
Thank you.
Making them dirt road dollars, way out yonder, having them holler.
So, well, Skull makes it in here. Skull donated this here fancy case to me. Ordered the wrong one. And saw to it to send me his other one, or send me the wrong one that he ordered. And yeah, I'm still figuring this thing out. Got a little fancy flipper on it. It's got a belt holder, all that kind of stuff. And it's a nice case, actually. Yeah. Ruger said, what's happening? Good to see you. So, I want to talk to you guys about something. It seems to be coming up for a pretty good debate here. So, it seems that Democrats and Republicans alike, I would like to target, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody give some emoji love to Lolly for figuring out the phone case. She's not going to be happy until she gets her pat on the back. Hurry up. Blow it up. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Boss lady, hello. It's not good enough that I give her a compliment. She's got to hear it from everybody else. Oh, yeah, you figured it out right off the rip. Sent Tech Ohio video him falling in. Nice. So, yeah, it's a nice case. It's actually nice because my fat palms overlap the screen all the time. It's actually a really nice case. I used to be a huge fan of OtterBoxes, and I was running through an OtterBox about once every 6 to 8 months just because the whole OtterBox deal. J. Joe, good evening. Good to see you. They would just stretch out really bad. And for what you're paying for them things, it's like, good night. Really? What would I do without her? I go down to AT&T and make them put the motherfucker on. That's what I'd do. Think I wouldn't? Think I wouldn't? I know my lane. I'm not a tech guy. I don't figure that shit out. So you want me to take you? You want me to take you out to a fishing spot? I can do that. Change oil in your car? I can do that. Phone shit. Out of my wheelhouse. I know how to push the buttons on a thing. I know how to play games on it. Look, I got a few games on mine. See, I got a few games. Now you want to see somebody who's got some. You want to see somebody who's got some. 8 junkers now following. Thank you very much. Here's you want to see somebody. You want to see somebody who's got about a bazillion games on her phone. Why don't we ask Lolly to bring her phone or her WePad down here so I can show you that? It's only like 15 folders long. And then she's like, "Oh my God, my shit is slow." Well, no shit. You got 5,000 pictures on this son of a bitch, and then you got I don't know 5 million. She's got listen. If there's a gas station anywhere in the North American continent, she has the app. I'm telling you, she has the app. I'm not bullshitting you. Listen, if there's a gas station anywhere in the North American continent, she has the app for it. I wonder why her phone goes so damn slow. Hopefully, I got her. The nice thing about her moving to Samsung is Samsung has a card option where I could stick another card in there, a big, huge memory card in there. So that way she could put all her shit over there. I said, hey, move your photos over to Google. What do you mean be nice to her? I save lots of money with my apps. I tried your apps. They're bullshit. Damn phone goes off like every 20 minutes. KJ's ain't got no app. You know why they ain't got no app? Because they don't need that bullshit. You just go down there and they take care of you. Yeah. That's how that works. There's an app for that. Yeah. They're going to have an entire book. You remember the book of home remedies? And then they had the book for all the free grant money you could get. They're going to have a book for apps. Like a big giant one hardcover that you got to buy a book to learn all the apps is what it's going to happen. So, look at Jerry. She's like, what about the Democrats? What about them? Tell me! Stephen Drozwski went after Ilhan Omar tonight on Fox News with Tucker Carlson. I missed it. Having someone go to my house to record the repeat version, trying to get her removed. Let's hope so. You'll probably be able to find it on YouTube also. YouTube, Fox is very good about uploading their content to YouTube. That's where I usually catch it. So, I'm slowly going to move away from Google. Did you see the link that I posted on Invasion Nation earlier? No, I did not. I have not had a chance to get in there. I literally came home, ate, went out, grabbed my stuff out of the truck, said hi to the neighbors, kissed my wife, came down here and did the show. I was actually running ahead of schedule and got stuck by two trains in Wilmer. So, anyways, Google is under some fire right now. They had some inside people leak some videos, and in the videos there was some pretty nasty comments made and concerning Donald Trump. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Justin. There's a video out. Army vets freeing froze no sound. I need to look at Facebook, I guess. I use Chrome too. The thing is what had happened was somebody leaked the video saying, and these are higher up people in Google saying that they're going to do, at the very least, whatever it takes to make sure that somebody like Trump does not get back into office. And they're going to use their powers inside of Google to do that. What that can be considered election tampering? Isn't that what they just went through this whole $30 million of the Mueller investigation for? I'm just saying. Army vet, it is good to see you in here as always. Um, yeah, Krippner, good evening. Good to see you. So Google is not only coming under fire from the Republican side based on this, they're coming under fire under the Democrat side. Now there is talk. Gus, good evening. Good to see you. Now there's talk about maybe going after Google for a monopoly. There's a lot of talk about going after Google for a monopoly type deal. You know, a lot of people were thinking it was going to be Amazon. A lot of people want it to be Amazon, but it's truthfully going to come out and be. It's looking like it's going to be Google's going to be the first one under fire. Trump 2020. They have their hands in way too much. Here's the thing. Okay, they have when you talk about uh, election tampering and things like that, all the stuff that they just found a bunch of Russians guilty of. Google has basically made it very, very, very standpointish that they don't give a flying flip about America. They don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about the laws. Problem is that this is what happens when you get very. Bubba says, "Be right back." Stopping for ice cream. Nice. Um, and Google just doesn't care. When you get to be that big and that rich and that powerful, why would they care? I mean, seriously. But because Donald Trump pisses you off? When you have anti-Maxine, crazy Maxine up there on Capitol Hill saying that we need to go after Google and Facebook, we need to go after them. Now, mind you, Google owns YouTube. Okay. I'm eating homemade Special K bars for my grandma. Nice. Electronic voting is just vote fixing in advance, especially in Minnesota. Huh. Trans Am, good evening. Good to see you. Bubba got cookie dough ice cream. I'm a maple nut guy when I go to unless I'm getting a root beer float. I like maple nut. At home, I like my Neapolitan. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It's actually picking up some heat. It's generating some heat. And maybe Democrats will do something smart. Instead of focusing on Donald Trump, they will do something smart as far as focusing on policies. And I honestly believe that the government has created its own demon when it comes to these social media companies because of the fact that they let them get so far to hand because they thought it was working to their advantage. Well, now it's turning to work out against them. So, buffering is terrible here. I'm not dropping any frames. I don't know. We had problems. Cowboy Pipes, what is happening? We had a problem with Streamlabs earlier today. I don't know where the tech is at. He'd be able to fill us in better on this. Jerry says it's fine on her end. If you guys have to, if it gives you the option, set the viewing quality down. You may have to set the viewing quality down on your phones. So you'll you'll click on my face and you'll see settings up there somewhere is a little cog wheel. So you may have to set your viewing quality down if it allows you to. I know on my phone it wouldn't let me. Nice collection of hats. I have lots of them. There's probably just as many that are not hanging up yet. So I have lots of hats. I'm a man of many hats. But yeah. So maybe if the Democrats would have a chance if they would focus on policy, but then you've got somebody like Kamala Harris coming out with her version of the Green New Deal. Okay, They're coming out with she's come out now on the public stage with her version of the Green New Deal. Basically, what this looks like is they get to come in, evaluate your home, decide whether or not you need more than one car. That car has to be electric, which would work really great. I'd be like, well, how's that going to work for me? They don't make an electric transport vehicle unless I buy a semi, and I can't afford a semi. Or maybe guys like Matt Ram. Walmart can't even get their order filled on the Tesla Thor project. So, I mean, we're all going to be out of work. Hey, somebody voted socialism already. I'm liking this retirement program because they're putting me out of work. They're putting every driver in here out of work right off the rip. So, let's get this socialism shit rolling. I'm tired of waiting. Fuck it. Bring it in. They got this shit figured out. No idea how they're going to pay for it. They figure if they tax the 1% in this country, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's bring socialism in. This ought to be fun. As long as I can keep doing my programs, as long as I can sit here and I can do the morning and evening show, it'll be great. You guys won't have to worry about donating for any equipment because we'll be a socialist nation, so they'll just make sure I get all this shit, right? And then I can sit here and laugh at them and be like, ha ha, I told you so. I mean, isn't that what we're going for? Isn't that the overall goal? All right, Swanee, I appreciate it.
Redneck. Volvo has won. Use all your Invasion Nation $.
Oh, yeah.
We're making them dirt road dollars way out yonder, having them holler.
If they have an older hydrostatic motor, they'd work out a deal with me. I have a 110 volt gas shield flux welder and cart to put towards it. My lawnmower is starting to get really worn out. Oh, I may know a guy for you. I may know a feller. I'll have to ask him. So, anyways, listen, Camilla Harris comes out and here's her deal. She thinks that people have far too many cars in this country. Okay, she thinks they have far too many cars. So basically what she does, she comes into your house and she says, oh, you don't need, like, she would look at my wife and say, my wife doesn't need a car. So my wife would have to carry all the shit she has to carry to work every day on a bicycle. That'll work really great in the wintertime, right? You're talking somebody from California who's never experienced winter. So I'd like to see how she figures that out. But her solution is mass transit. Mass transit. Everybody can ride mass transit. So that's going to be the solution. Is everybody has to ride mass transit. And then guys like me, she has no plan for guys like this. Is the best part is they appeal to people. They appeal to the people, but not considering all the businesses. Now you take somebody, you take truck drivers. Now, mind you, the major manufacturer in electric vehicles right now cannot keep up with the order and demand of one company. How in the fuck are they going to keep up with an order and demand of one country? Okay, hold on. It gets better. It gets better. I don't know. Do you guys remember years ago when they were talking about how when this whole, what do you call it? The whole global warming thing was happening. How we had this big giant hole in the ozone layer, and it was because people using Aquanet hairspray and aerosol cans were causing it. Everything. Light rail transit is awesome in the metro. Only lost 6 million so far this year, and they want to build more. That's what the governor wants to do, Swanee. He wants to build more. But electric is the future. So let's figure this out. So we're going to do, everybody has to ride mass transit. Well, there is none in my area. And those all have to be electric. So which means Tesla has to develop electric buses, right? Because we can't, natural gas isn't going to work. So we have to one, then the people have to fund that, which is why she's all for quote unquote democratic socialism when you look at it as exactly the same as socialism. But hey, it sounds cooler if we say democratic socialism. So you've got one company out there creating 100% electric vehicles. So now they have to come up with buses, they have to come up with cars, and then they want to tax you on the electricity used based on kilowatts per hour. They want to tax you on miles driven. Yeah. So really what's going to happen is I'm just going to be sitting here talking to you guys all day long. That's what's going to happen. So you guys are going to be donating your 10% that you have left out of the 90. You're going to be donating your 10% to me so I can pay the taxes on the electricity I use to talk to you. Because I won't be making any money. And my wife will be riding a bicycle to work. Oh, this is going to be great. Bring this shit in. Listen. I listen. This is all I'm asking. Okay? This is it. I just want to see what happens. I want to see what happens. I want this all to go through. I just want to see what happens. You know, it's like you watch certain videos and stuff on YouTube and Facebook and things like that. You just watch because you want to see what happens. But like everything the Democrats have promised in the last how many years, everything they have promised, nothing happens. Except that big corporations like pharmaceutical companies and insurance companies get richer. Platforms like Facebook and Google get to do whatever they want and oppress people's freedom of speech in this country. Yeah, why not? I mean, why not? Let's just bring in the Democrats. It works, right? Obama worked. There's people from LA and Detroit doing videos where Obama was doing his campaign speech and promising that he was going to bring jobs to these areas and he was going to lift up the black community. A matter of fact, a guy that I follow on YouTube just released a video a few hours ago downtown in LA trying to buy or rent a shop down there to put up a clothing store. And he points out on his city block, they have 4 weed stores and 2 tobacco shops for eyesight from where he's standing. And he said that's all that's open. No family markets, no stores, no nothing. Obama did a speech from down there. But yeah, we want to follow what California's doing, right? This is the thing. More and more people in these what we would call ghettos and these rundown neighborhoods, as they would call them, the forgotten people, have had enough of Democrat promises and lies. See, where they keep trying to convince people as they go to all these states and they go to these areas and they say, oh, we're going to get you better health care and we're going to get you better programs. We're going to give you a bunch of free shit. And this is what they've been doing. It's been working for them for decades. We're going to keep giving you free shit. We're going to start giving you free shit. And for what? The people in these communities are like, well, where's our free shit? Can't compare oranges and apples, Minnesota and California, really? Absolutely, I can compare them. California used to be one of the most thriving states in the United States. It also houses the richest city in the United States. Absolutely, I can compare them. But here's the funny part. As we're comparing them, we should be looking at them. We should be looking at them for an example of what not to do, how not to run your economy. I mean, the guy from LA is like, listen, we're a sanctuary city. They're talking about bring more people here. Donald Trump fixes to drop them off, and this man's like, don't do that. Don't do that. What are we going to do with them? Look, we got no jobs here. We got no businesses open. We got nothing here. As far as agriculture and transit, yeah, Escape from LA would be a reality. I was just telling somebody that. This weekend. You have middle-class people, middle-class American citizens leaving California at an all-time rate right now. Why? Because they can't afford to live there. Because of the fact that they go to work and they can't afford to live there anyways. You have businesses shutting down at an enormous rate. What happened? What happened in your town if people started taking a dump on the street like San Francisco? Something tells me an ass whooping would happen. Absolutely it would. And the police department was trying to do something about it in San Francisco, and guess what? There's a judge in San Francisco that says, no, you can't do that to these people. They're oppressed. They're oppressed. You can't do that. Yeah. Remember the global warming thing? What was it? I forgot something erosion. But anyways, yeah, by this time now, what we were taught in school is that California should have been washed off the face of the earth. California should have been done. Just like you got these people promising what is it, slavery reparation or whatever it is. Basically, they pay all these black families a whole shit ton of money because their family might have been slaves. Oh. Let's get all his fat fuckers to go over to the fault line. Get all of us fat fuckers to go over the fault line in California and start jumping. I think it'll work. Game on. Game on. I'm game. According to NASA, well, that was the thing too, is we were taught in school that the Great Lakes by now should have been all dried up. That the Great Lakes were supposed to be all dried up. They were all supposed to be completely dried up. Done. What is it? Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, all these are all supposed to be dried up. All supposed to be dried up like you wouldn't believe. All right, Bubba. We'll catch you on the flip side. But all these things are supposed to be dried up. All these Great Lakes. Minnesota was no longer going to have wetland. So it puts this fear of God into everybody. Like, oh my God. But yet, the big lakes have been at record levels. I remember a few years ago that the waters were, Justin says, I was just at Superior, there's still water. But, it ends July 3rd. That is National Redneck Day, according to Crazy Lady from the Farm. So it ends July 3rd. Oh. Yeah. So look at who shows up after I fix his fuck ups. Ladies and gentlemen, look who shows up after I have to fix the fuck ups. Camera wasn't working, shit wasn't working right. Guess who has to come in and play tech guy? Huh? Yours truly, right here. Huh? Number one guy. Although I don't know how to fix that fuck up on the bottom. I'm not even going to try because I'll end up shutting something off. Actually, I didn't know how. I was just fucking around with buttons until it came back on. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna play like I did something scientific. I just started hitting fucking buttons until the shit turned on. Just saying. My family never owned slaves. Reparations bullshit. Here's my reparation. I was always teased for being 5 to 6 inches taller than other kids in grade school. Who would I go after? Right? I had to go to the cities the rest of the week. Damn. Get that money, man. Get that money. Get that money. You know, when you go to the cities, it's all about money. I just need some. I need lots of it. But, oh. Yeah, so, I don't know. I think if Democrats honestly wanted a fair shot at things, here's the problem you're going to have. Okay, they're talking about getting Congress. People are saying, why don't they get Congress to expand the presidential term to 12 years instead of 10? You know, is there a possibility Donald Trump could run for the half term? I could see him doing it. I could honestly see him doing it. Why? Because he's not doing what everybody else is doing. He probably won't just take the 2 and bow out. There's only one group of people that I personally feel deserve reprobation because they're still getting shit on by pretty much everyone. Who's that? The blue collar community? Been getting shit on for decades. Ain't nobody handing us no money. The funny part is it was just a small amount of people who actually owned slaves in this country. But they teach it in school like every white person owned a slave somewhere. And Native Americans, I wouldn't go that far. I've seen some of the nice stuff that they get, this casino money. You know, and they have specific land rights that you can't mess with. Don't believe me? Look at Lake Mille Lacs. Look at the walleye population as far as that's dropped. You know, you want to. It's yes, they came in. America came in, and we went to war with the Native Americans. Do I agree with it? No, but you know what? That's just what has happened worldwide for decades, for centuries. Let me do that. And it was always survival of the fittest. And it didn't matter who did it. Native Americans used to fight each other. Before we fought them, they used to fight each other for hunting grounds, for whatever else. Used to raid each other's villages and camps and things like that. I mean, war is just something that happens. It's something that is continually has been going on since the beginning of time. Facebook doesn't buffer, but I missed the chat. LOL. Now, if you got 2 phones, fire one up on Facebook to listen and use the other one for Twitch to chat. I don't know. I have 3 phones right around me right now. I call for a 4th of July weekend grill out at Redneck's. Bring your own food. Who's on board? I actually think the wife and I are going to be out of town for that. We haven't completely talked about that. We should probably talk about that, wife. Molly. She's probably up there coloring on her WePad, not even paying attention to everybody in here. Grizzly, what's happening? North Dakota born, what's happening? Oh, yeah. The Democrats supported slavery. Hold on. And then they started the Ku Klux Klan. They started the KKK. They've also caused and responsible Look at in the 8 years of Obama, especially the last 4 years, how much disrespect did you see to law enforcement? And they got this community. You started giving the black community all this power and saying, "Oh my God, cops killing black people," but there was twice as many white people killed by officers. But it doesn't matter. We were told it does not matter. It doesn't matter. Look at how bad veterans got shit on. Look at how bad the armed forces got shit on. Look at how bad law enforcement got shit on. Let's talk about the Iran conflict right now. Let's talk about that. Who funded Iran? Anybody? Anybody? Who funded Iran? Boss Lady, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Making them dirt road dollars. Way out
Matter of fact,
yonder, having them holler.
who declared a state of emergency for Iran? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? I mean, I'm just saying. But Donald Trump's the bad guy. Donald Trump's the bad guy. Who gave Iran enriched uranium? Anybody? Anybody? Who gave Iran enriched uranium for quote unquote power companies? Oh. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. What do I know? I don't know shit. I'm just a dumb fucking redneck. I'm supposed to just go to work every day and keep my mouth shut and let them just stick it in my ass every day, pull my fucking cash out. Because apparently there's a money tree up my ass every time it comes to tax season. And top secret documents that cost Americans their lives. Oh. There's a lot more than Swift out there now. I just passed one today. And then I had one last week. That's a whole other subject for another day. We can do it. Well, we can talk about it now. Fuck it, why not? We're just here hanging out, right? Let's talk about the fact that refugees get to come over here and start a business tax-free. Anytime they lose money, the government gives them subsidies, so they're going out buying brand new $100,000-$200,000 tractor trailers. So when guys like Matt Ram and companies that employ them and all these other places, they can't compete. Why? Because they actually have real overhead that they have to pay. They don't have fucking 3 or 4 Somali guys living in a truck, shitting in a bucket with a hole through the floor, so they can just keep that truck rolling. You think I'm lying? I serviced some of these trucks. Fixed some of these trucks. Had to go out and fix them on the side of the road. You know how many of them trucks I'd have to go pull out of the ditches? Insurance companies would total them out. That's okay. The government would give them money to go get another one. Not a big deal. I mean, I sent out pictures last week to some of my friends, some of the shit that I seen. I see shit every day. Every single day. Be careful falling behind some of them truck drivers out there. You never know what might hit your windshield. I'm just saying. Oh. I remember I had to go tow one off the side of the road. Oh, wait, it gets better. I had to go tow one off the side of the road. Was going to go get in the truck to see, turn the keys, see what was wrong, check the mileage on it, do all that stuff. I walked in there. I could not stand the smell of it. I looked down in the back of the sleeper, and there's buckets of feces in there and jugs of piss. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I told the boss, I said, I'm not even touching that motherfucker. He said, what do you mean? I said, you get up in there and tell me you work on that son of a bitch. Here's the thing. The only farmers that are being heavily affected by these tariffs right now, as far as I know, are the soybean farmers. Okay? Uh, and if you took some of the money created by these tariffs and you gave it to farmers for subsidies, that would be fine. Small business owners, they're starting to get some relief. They're getting tax relief. They're getting more write-offs. Things are happening to where they can get small businesses are going to get back to the point to where they can start hiring full-time employees again. And that's really what it is. But now I mean, I live downtown Minneapolis. You walked one block down, one block past where I lived, and the entire city block was buildings that had the windows covered by paper, and there were Somali call centers. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with them coming over here and starting businesses and things like that. My question is, why aren't they paying taxes like the rest of us? And here's what they do. Here's exactly what they do. And I got this from firsthand information from a Somali gentleman I talked to. He says, yeah, all we do is we bring somebody else over here, we transfer the business over to them. They get it 7 years tax free. They never pay taxes on this shit, ever. Seen a shop truck kick out a truck out of a building because the underside of the truck was covered in shit. Yeah. Yeah, I see, when I see brand new Kenworths and Freightliners and Peterbilts going down the road, and I see a Somali truck driver going down the road, or there's two of them up front there, and I see it going down the road, I'm like, how the hell do they afford that? Because I know guys have been doing this shit for 20, 30 years, and they can't afford to go buy a brand new one like that. Definitely couldn't afford to do it when they first started out. No way. My biggest question is where I live, they can't even drive a car. How the hell are they driving a semi-truck? Just saying. But I'm not, and listen, again, before somebody takes this out of context and thinks that I'm, what do they call that? Anti-Somali. I'm not anti-Somali. I'm anti the way the government is giving them everything hand over fist, and guys like me get shit on constantly. Guys like me get shit on constantly. Guys that got to go out there and work their asses off every day are continually shit on. And we're supposed to just accept it. We're supposed to keep our mouth shut. We're supposed to keep our mouth shut, go to work, and do that. Oh, I don't know, it pisses me off. Pisses me off to no avail, and I'm not mad at Somalians for it. They're just taking advantage of what's given to them. They're just taking advantage of what's given to them. That's all they're doing. Can't be mad at them for it. I mean, literally, they get over here, and the government says, here, sign these papers, and we'll give you this. And that's what they do. Well, then they got smart and found the loopholes in the system and say, well, look, we can start a business. They'll help us out. Why are we working for these other companies and getting them getting all these benefits when we could start our own company and get the same benefits? Government subsidy and wages, free health insurance, help with automobile insurance. Why wouldn't they? Free bonds, all this stuff. Emmett Trash, good to see you. I don't know. I mean, you can't be mad at them. Yeah, Justin, that is a sad state of affairs there. We are paying for it. I'm all for it. Listen, you come over here and you're in a refugee status, and I mean legitimate political refugee status. I understand that. Let us give you a hand up. Let's get you started in a job, but after 6 months, you need to start contributing like everybody else. Especially now that Donald Trump is creating an economy where everybody can work. Chris Lake says, "Where's my free stuff?" Oh yeah, I'm white and I work. I don't know. I've been told that I'm a recipient of white privilege, so I wouldn't understand, and I'm still trying to figure out where the fuck this line is because I'm trying to get in that son of a bitch. I mean, if working 70 hours a week is white privilege, and then having Uncle Sam take half of it, over half of it, is white privilege. Having bills that I can't always pay, having truck repairs that I can't always pay for, is white privilege. Having having to finance everything I own, and by the time I get it paid off, it's junk. If that's white privilege, damn it, I don't want it. I'm going to identify as an illegal Somali refugee. I wonder how much money I get for that. That's what I identify as. But again, like I said, and I'll continue to say this, I'm not mad at the Somalis. I'm not mad at the illegal aliens who are doing this. I am not mad at them. You have a government that is handing them shit. The people I'm mad at are the people sitting up there in Capitol Hill. Why are they not fixing this problem? It's very easy to fix this problem. I'm tired of hearing about, I hate Donald Trump, so anything Donald Trump is for, we're against. I'm tired of hearing that shit. Fix the fucking problem. Get over your personal prejudices and fix the fucking problem. It's that simple. No, they want 16-year-old kids to vote, and they want illegal aliens to have the right to vote too. Voting is a privilege of citizens. Voting is a privilege for American citizens. But apparently being an American doesn't mean shit anymore, because people who've been here their whole lives have never had to go experience these third world countries and all this other stuff, have never had to do anything for what they have. They wouldn't understand that. So to them, America sucks ass. Well, why don't you go somewhere then? Why don't you go? I bet you they don't make it a month, and their happy asses are right back here when they're working somewhere for $1 a day. These people who think socialism is so great, they go to a socialist nation. I think I'm going to put my kids to bed and try to sleep, feeling pretty nauseous after having a tooth pulled. All right, Tanya, I hope you feel better. We'll see you later. The Constitution was never written for the government to have this kind of power over us. The Constitution was never written for this. The government was supposed to work for us. We weren't supposed to work for them. Taxes had to be voted on by the people. Not by the government. They had to be voted on by the people. Norway kicked out thousands of immigrants. Crime rate went down 31%. Imagine that. Was meant to protect us from a tyrant government. And absolutely it was. The very people who wrote our Constitution just spent 2 years fighting for their independence. Just spent 2 years fighting for their independence and knew at the time writing this document that there's a very good possibility that this government in and of itself could become tyrannical. They wrote the Constitution against themselves for a reason. This is why I stand on the Constitution as it is written. Not as it is amended, as it is written. All right, Clinton, we'll catch you on the flip side. And people say I'm very old-fashioned about that, but you know what? I stood on the other side of the fence of that for a long time. You're talking to somebody who thought if you were a Democrat, you were right. And then all of a sudden I seen what happened after the Clinton administration. After the Clinton administration, that really showed me what the Democrats were all about. That showed me 100%. Now there's these allegations that Donald Trump raped or sexually assaulted an editor for Playboy or some shit like that. Whatever she was, a reporter. I don't remember what the hell it was. It's amazing how these allegations always manage to come out right just as he's going on the campaign trail. Funny how that works, right? Really, really funny how that works. But this is why I'm not paying much attention to it. They're talking about Donald Trump. Oh my God, he had an affair with Stormy Daniels, a porn star. Whoopie-doo. That's what Donald Trump was known for. That's what he was known for. I mean, he was elected president. This isn't anything that's new about Donald Trump. Donald Trump was a womanizer. It wasn't that he was disrespectful towards him. It's that he was like any other rich idiot. Young hot chicks throw themselves at you because you got money? Shit. Take them out for a nice dinner, ride them around in a limo, and guess what? Guess what you're getting at the end of the night? That's what he did. How many rich people have done that? But then somebody says, well, we should hold our president to a higher standard. Well, this was all before he was president. This is all before he was president. Bill Clinton had numerous rape allegations when he was governor. Numerous. And what? And what? What did old Hillary Clinton do? She went right behind him and cleaned up the whole fucking mess. I mean, 30,000 emails to prove that she's the reason that these rape allegations never got out heavier than they did. It was like all of a sudden you heard about them and they never dropped as fast as you heard about them. They even made a movie about it. They even made a movie about old Bill. And still nothing. Whoever who win the Democratic nomination, grab my junk and pinch my ass, Chris says. And here's the thing. When you're talking about Monica Lewinsky, let's talk about Monica Lewinsky. Had Monica Lewinsky, by all means, had Monica Lewinsky not kept that dress, they were playing her out to be a quack job. They were playing her out to be nuts. You're talking the most powerful man in the world seducing a 20-year-old intern and had done it for a couple of years. Okay? You're talking somebody who had seduced a 20-year-old intern and she was being written off as nuts. I mean, the Clintons sent all their media people after her. The Clintons sent everybody they could after her. And guess what? Not only was there the dress, there was phone calls. The phone calls between her and what was her name? Linda or whatever her name was. Her friend. Recorded phone calls. I don't remember if she was arrested or what on that, but yeah. Funny thing is, I saw a video where he knew how politics worked and should worked a long time even before considering running for president. I don't care about his personal life as long as he gets the job done. George Washington had an affair with a black slave. It's been happening since forever. Here's the thing. We've had this prestigious picture drilled into our heads about a president. And it's funny because Democrats are the ones who are pushing to have the Constitution rewritten. They're the ones pushing that we need to change with modern times. We need to change all this shit. We need to give the government 100% control over us. They're the ones pushing all this shit. They're pushing every bit of this. But yet, when it comes to the personal actions of a president, that shouldn't change. That shouldn't change. Yeah, Vince Foster. We're not even talking about Vince Foster. and now what happened? Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama dug themselves such a deep fucking ditch right now that there's a good possibility that they'll be under criminal investigation. And the thing is it's like, all right, they talk about, Stormy and about how she got paid hush money or whatever. America, 30, what's happening? They should be hung. Oh, man. No, I guess I haven't had time to do anything today. I literally got off the show, got ready for work, went to work, came back, had dinner with my wife, um, talked to the neighbors for a couple of minutes, and came down here and did the show. I really did not have any time. Vapor, what's happening? Good to see you. Yeah. They have far too many influential friends. They will never be prosecuted. Well, the funny part is from what I understand, the DOJ is calling for the financial records of the Clinton Foundation. The next thing that is coming up also. Oh, 30 is probably not just your internet. Streamlabs has been having issues all freaking day. We had serious issues this morning. As you can see, Redneck Tech was trying to fix it this morning, and the frame size down here got a hell of a lot bigger. Ice Cube, what is happening? Don't drop the soap. I'm just going to start saying it every time you pop in here. Our first conversation was about prison, so now the first thing I think about is don't drop the soap, big homie. So, yeah, Streamlabs has been having some issues today. They were all the way down earlier today. I don't know how I even got on. So, yeah. Give me 1 second here. I'm giving somebody our Twitch name. So, soap on a rope. Oh no. Got a handle on it, lol. No, we were talking about powdered soap. So, yeah, if you dropped, it loses. I'm willing to take. So, yeah, I mean here, and the thing is the guy the guy that was on this morning. I'm not opposed to having people with opposite opinions coming in here. I have no problem talking to people like that. He was actually very respectful, and I hope to see him in here again. He was very, very respectful. And that's the kind of conversations I like to have. When you talk about oh yeah, 30, can you whisper Lolly really quick with your P.O. box? Because we were trying to send you something, and yeah, had the wrong address. So it came back here, and I gotta get it back out to you. So here's the issue. Here's my issue. You want to see if Democrats have a chance in any type of election in the near future. They need to focus on the issues. Healthcare is a huge issue right now. A lot of people want to know what the hell is going to happen with healthcare. And that's a lot of people. That's on my mind. What the hell is going to happen with healthcare? What's going to happen? And here's the deal. Donald Trump has vowed that in his next 4 years, since he's taken care of everything he said he's going to, he wants to start attacking pharmaceutical companies. These doctor's visits. This thing where they can just bill you whatever, whenever. He wants to take care of that. Matter of fact, I just had the company, the doctor's office that did my sleep study. They're like, well, you owe us $1,000. I said, I want an itemized bill to find out what it is that makes you think that it's worth $1,000. Little Miss Airhorn, good to see you. Should have health care like Canada. Oh, yeah. Why don't you ask Stephen Crowder how well Health Canada, how well. Anthony, thanks for the follow. Greatly appreciate you. Uh, why don't you ask Stephen Crowder how well it did for his grandmother up there? He will tell you first off, as a Canadian citizen and now down here as a conservative, he will tell you first off that Canadian healthcare sucks. We'll tell you that first off. Yes, awesome news. Still working on that $11,000 they say we owe. Bullshit. And then you ask what government health care costs. You ask how much it costs. You pay out your ass for it. Yes, we just had a guy on here from Germany this morning that says, "Yeah, go ahead. Good luck with it. You pay out your ass for it. It doesn't matter how severe you need a doctor's appointment. You could have your leg hanging on by a couple of tendons, and you'll have to make an appointment for that, and you'll have to wait your turn." I mean, seriously. Do I think privatized healthcare needs to be looked at? Do I think these pharmaceutical companies and places need to be looked at? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. I think there's a serious problem that I think in the early 2000s and into in even early 90s, you had pharmaceutical companies and doctors and psychologists creating every disease under the sun and making sure that if you had even so much as a slight symptom, take me for instance. I was a rambunctious kid. I was a high energy kid. But because I had high energy, automatically I was diagnosed with ADD. So what do? They give me Ritalin. I didn't have ADD. I was just a very high-strung kid. So what happens when you give a high-strung kid Ritalin? By the way, the prescription form of speed. What happens? Oh no, it didn't turn me into a zombie. That's just like speed for me. It sent me right off the walls even harder. I had a hard time sleeping. I was just, yeah, man. I went freaking nuts. I was banging. Listen, man, I was higher than a kite every day. Well, I could say here in Sweden, the healthcare is so bad, and the system in general, even if you have cancer and laying on your deathbed, you must seek a job, otherwise you don't get any help. Damn. Oh, it calms me down because I actually have ADHD. And that's the thing. It works for if you're properly diagnosed. I was not properly diagnosed. That was the hip thing. Every rambunctious kid automatically had ADD, so let's shove some Ritalin down his throat. Well, what happened to me? I took off. Matt Cook, Oregon, welcome to the Invasion Nation Evening Show. Glad to have you here. Yeah, I was flying around like a little crackhead, man. I didn't have to get into drugs. Hell, the government was trying to drug me as it was. I mean, seriously. I was bouncing off the damn walls. So what did they do? They upped my dose. Oh, it's working for him. He's calming down. No, hell no. I was just running out of energy. And then y'all give me Ritalin. And I was like, White crosses, baby. Let's get them. Let's get them. Let's get the white crosses rolling. That was great. That's what they did. They upped the dose. I'm not even bullshitting you. I started out with a half a pill. So what's wrong with me now? Monster. And that's the thing. Redneck Roadrunner. Shit, I put the Roadrunner to shame back in them days. Boy, I'm telling you, I'll run to the lake with tackle box and fishing poles in hand. And I'll probably beat you on your bicycle. And I mean, it was nuts. And finally, what had happened is one day, I got in trouble. Now, mind you, I'm an 11-year-old kid, 10 or 11. Okay, and I felt bad because I got in trouble, and I thought it was because my pills weren't working. So, as an 11-year-old kid, I broke into the medicine cabinet and I downed an entire bottle of speed, Ritalin. I downed what was left in the bottle, and I thought it would make me better. And truthfully, what had happened is I was up for 3 days, 72 hours. My mom sat up with me the whole time, and she finally made the executive decision to pull me off the pills. Uh, I'd never seen my mom so terrified in her life as I was, because I couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't do nothing. I literally was bouncing off the walls, and there was nothing my mom could do. Go to the doctors, and they just said, "Well, it's got to run its course." It was absolutely insane, and at the time, speed was actually an in drug. You found the supplements of speed in diet pills. You found the supplements of speed everywhere. So my mom asked one of our drugged out neighbors, said, "What's going to happen to him?" "Oh, nothing. He'll crash. When he crashes, he's going to sleep for a couple of days." And I'm not going to put the neighbor out there. He's cleaned up now. He's sober. He's a good guy. But, that's exactly what he said. He said, "Hey, listen, he's just," because my mom brought him over. She didn't trust the doctors anymore. My mom brought him over, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's just high on speed. He'll be all right." Just he No, I crashed for about 2 days. I literally just wore out. My body was completely depleted. My mom used to have to wake me up to go eat something and drink something and use the bathroom because I was just dead to the world. And then she went to the school, demanded the medication from the school. She said, "You will not be giving my son this shit." Later on, about 4 years later, 3 years later, 3 years later, I was diagnosed with what was called opposition defiance disorder. With opposition defiance disorder, it was a whole new demon. All right. And what I mean by a whole new demon is the fact that there was no pill to take for it. They didn't even know how to treat it. Basically, what would happen is if you came across to me as the wrong type of authority figure, I automatically treated you like my enemy. And nobody knew how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with it. The way I dealt with it became violence. It wasn't until I met a psychologist some years ago who really sat down and studied my situation. And he said, "I'm going to work with you. I'm going to bring you into a program that you don't qualify for here in the prison, and I'm going to work with you." He said, "I need to be in close quarters contact with you at all times." Because when he was in this program, that was his main assignment, but he wanted to work with me because I did not know how to deal with this. Literally, my first reaction was violence. So, Ryan, good to see you. So what had happened was he sat down, we started going through it. And he started, and he actually took the time to get to know what it was I was going through and help me deal with coping mechanisms. No medication. It wasn't a matter of giving me medication because opposition defiance disorder just doesn't work like that. It's nothing you can control with medication. I took my son off of Ritalin. He sat in the corner of the sofa like a zombie. I decided I wanted the old boy back without being depressed. It was a mission to raise him, but he did fine. And they're finding that out more and more. A lot of the parents who came to the conclusion that that was exactly what it is. Some of these kids were being basically looking, even on Ritalin, were doing the Thorazine shuffle because they were being over medicated. But here's the thing. It was getting people to think that they need all this shit. Now, there's people with depression, bipolar disorder, and things like that absolutely have to have medication. But when bipolar was first being seriously diagnosed, everybody was bipolar. And they were trying to put everybody on medication. Why? Especially if you had insurance. You want to talk about people who got millions of medications? Look at the people who got insurance. Look at the people who have to take an absolute cocktail every single day. Skull! Skull, look, I got it. I got it. It is the business. I love it. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it, brother. So, yeah. And that's the thing is going to be losing my streaming. Have a safe night, y'all. All right, Derek, thanks for tuning in. I err on the side of medication when it comes to kids. I erred on the side when it came to my son in medications because of the fact that he was having problems breathing as an infant. They didn't know exactly what it was, so the first thing they wanted to do was stick him on a nebulizer and pump these medications into him. And I'm like, why are we doing this? We haven't done any real testing. We just said he's having a hard time breathing, so let's stick him on a nebulizer and try different medications. My son's not a pincushion. Now, mind you, I still live with the fear and the stuff for remembering what it was like. And maybe that's one of the things that kept me out of having a drug addiction was because of the fact that I overdosed myself as a small child at 11 years old. Overdosing myself. Yeah. You know, and how many medications have you seen come up now up for lawsuit? The stuff that some of us were prescribed as children, how many of them do you see up now for lawsuits? I mean, look at the stuff that, according to the one psychologist, I was in a mass prison riot. What was it? 2007? I think it was 2007. I was in a mass prison riot. And I was stabbed multiple times. I had my head kicked in. I basically was attacked by 7 individuals, and I was trying to fight them off for myself. In the meantime of fighting them off, I was getting hit in the side of the neck and the back of the head and everything with shanks and locks and socks and getting my ass handed to me. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to pretend like I was a tough guy and that I won, because I didn't. I got my ass handed to me. And because of that, I what you do on the mobile, what you do on the mobile is you just click. There should be a thing that says send message or comments on the bottom. You just click on the bottom there, and then it should give you your keyboard. So, what had happened is all of a sudden I was diagnosed bipolar. It wasn't until I got extremely violent. What had happened was they put me on Thorazine. And those of you know what Thorazine is supposed to zombie you out. Now, mind you, I do not react to medications the same way most people do. Like even when I've had to take antibiotics, usually within 72 hours, the antibiotics have worked, and taking them anything after that just does me no good. So what had happened was when we did this stuff, they put me on Thorazine, and I had a cellmate. And my poor cellmate, God bless his soul. Okay. I had a cellmate who, when I got put on Thorazine, was in there, and I went completely psychotic. I literally thought he was trying to kill me, and I started beating the shit out of him. I started beating the dog piss out of him. They put us in separate cells. They put me in the hole. And he told the guards and he told the warden, he says, I want to talk to him. And he was telling the warden, they're like, they've got him on the wrong medication. They've got this guy messed up bad. And as a result of that, perfect. As a result of that, what had happened with the medication I was put on diesel therapy for 10 months. They say nasal therapy does not exist in the federal system. They're full of shit. I was on it for 10 months. I was put in solitary confinement, which was a room inside of a room. And I was fed through with a stick through a bean hole on the floor. My food was pushed across the floor through one door and into the second door. Yeah. And the thing is for me, what had happened is by the time I had sat down with this psychologist in Pennsylvania, I had refused to take the Thorazine. I quit taking it altogether, and I told him what had happened. And he says, "Yeah," he says, "You're not built for it. You're not built for it. This is what happens." Uh, ADHD students learn differently and move a bit quicker than normal, but very intelligent. He made a fantastic Marine and a leader, and graduated from the police academy, and was a former security guard at California's largest nuclear facility. He's in college and has gotten 2 scholarships. Amen. Medications aren't always the answer. I know they help a lot of people out. Some people legitimately need them. There's people in my life that legitimately that suffer from bipolar, from severe depression. They have to take it. They have to. There are legitimate causes of needing it. I know people that have to have it. But having a general diagnosis for an individual, when you have the same people who are telling us that every bit of our DNA is different, when you have the same people telling us that our DNA is different from the guy sitting next to me, okay, how are you going to medicate me the same way you're medicating him? That's my question. So what, we just pass this out to 15 people, and if it works for one person, it's good? That's exactly what it is. And the fact that they keep, some people, they got to keep switching medication and switching it and switching it and switching it and switching it. It's like, okay. It's like, how do you do this? I look at people and their pain medication. You look at people on pain medication who legitimately need pain medication. And now they can't get their pain medication because some jackass has gotten an addiction to it. Some Hollywood bullshit piece of shit has gotten addicted to it. And because they want to make a mission to go against these types of pills, the people who honestly need them can't get them. The public school system does not know how to deal with them, so they are labeled behavioral problems. They are passed to the next grade with good luck from the teacher to the next. And that's exactly what it is. Yes, everybody's body acts differently to medication. I went on depression meds, and one made me crazy. Took doctors 6 weeks to figure it out. It was the wrong meds because they wouldn't listen. I've had family members end up in the insane asylum talking about killing themselves because of that or end up in a state hospital because of that. Because they were wrong. They were given the wrong medication. And that's what you asked my wife. I have even regular aspirin. I have to be in a lot of pain. A lot. My headache has to be very, very fucking severe before I even take an Aleve. I have to be in almost can't moving pain before I ever think about taking the Aleve. I really do. Our son has ADHD, and when he was in school, he proved that he didn't need meds. He was just fine without it. He's now almost 25 and has 2 kids and doing good for himself and his family. That's the thing. And the thing is please do not take the fact that I think that I do not think that medications are bad. Talk to you soon. Have a good night, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you, Anthony. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Greatly appreciate you. And here's the thing. I do not think all medication is bad. I think the doctors need to be held more accountable for the shit they're prescribing. When they're handing you trial packets and saying, here, try this. Now, mind you, it takes, let's talk about depression medication. It takes 21 days for those things to take full effect. 21 days for those to take full effect. But how are you going to, how are you going to prescribe for me the same depression medication that you just prescribed for the guy right next to me? How are you going to do that? Only to find out that I got PTSD and I need to learn better coping mechanisms. Because my body doesn't react to medications the same as anybody else's. Okay, and here's the other thing. Like me, allergic reactions. My wife has allergies. I don't. You're looking at a guy who can grab poison ivy barehanded and uproot poison ivy. And I don't break out from it. It burns like hell if I get it in my eyes. But I don't break out from it. I don't break out from bee stings or mosquito bites like people do. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't have that type of allergic reaction. You know, and I tell people this and they say, oh, you're just saying it to be a tough guy or show off. And I'm like, no, I'm not. The thing is okay, if this is how I'm built, this is how I'm built. You know, you asked my wife, we were at a gathering with some of her friends or some of our friends. And one of our friends' family members, because we were telling them about that. They were talking about the poison ivy. And I said, well, I'll pull it out for you. And the first thing she says, oh, you just want to be a tough guy. And I'm like, no, I don't have an allergic reaction to it. It doesn't bother me. And I literally walked all the way around their deck because they had little kids there. That's what I was thinking about is you know, I seen kids. I had friends who got poison ivy when they were little kids, and that's the most miserable shit in the world. So I figured, okay, I'd be the nice guy since it doesn't bother me. I can uproot it so it doesn't grow back. That's all I was doing, but then I get accused of wanting to be a tough guy and a show-off. I'm sorry, but then you go to a doctor's and you say, hey, I'm not allergic to this stuff. I have no allergies. Okay, I have no allergies. And the doctor wants to prescribe me the same medication that they would give my wife. And we're two totally different built people. Yeah, poison oak doesn't bother me either. I mean, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have to be sorry for that. It just doesn't bother me. I don't react to it. Like I remember growing up and kids would get the little chigger infections. You know, from the floating algae, the little black things, they would get them chigger infections because they would get chigger bites. They didn't bother me. The system is built for medication today. It's person is responsible, not the doctors or the health system, but still they prescribe the wrong medicine. Absolutely. It's exactly what it is. It's my fault because they gave me Thorazine, and Thorazine causes me to have a psychotic reaction. Telemed. Yeah. Knowing what I know now, it's easier to control even if I haven't taken my meds for a while. Yeah. It's your body chemistry. Great for you. Right. And that's the thing. If I'm giving you all these proponents of my body chemistry, why can't I get the right medication? Why can't I get the right medication? You can analyze my blood. You can analyze my urine, my stool sample. You can even analyze tissue from my body. How can you not be able to figure out what medication is going to work for me or not? Because it's a popular one, it's the one giving you the biggest kickbacks. That's what you're going to prescribe to me today? Is that how we do this? Is this how we prescribe meds in America? Is whoever's going to give us the biggest kickback for prescribing it. I don't know. I've got more respect for a doctor that tells you to go home. I've got a doctor that'll tell me to go home. He's not really big on prescribing me medication. Even when I was hurt pretty bad, he wasn't big on and even during the time of my sleep study, he did not want to prescribe me medication. He said, no. He said, I don't want to give you medication. I don't want you to, because it'll be something you'll have to be on the rest of your life. I don't want to do that. And I don't know that it'll be effective on you based on what you're telling me and the stuff that I've seen. That's what I like about my doctor. He's very honest. Look at me. Last time I thought I was finally getting allergies, and what happened? I got sicker than a fucking dog. Y'all remember that? I was shit for like 2 weeks, or actually a month. I was just shit out, and I don't get sick that often. Like, usually my sicknesses last 24 hours, and that's it. They're done. So, I have a very good immune system. Redneck Invasion, call me. I will do that right now. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back to the last half hour. I'm going to call the Redneck Tech here real quick.
Some call me a sinner for the things I've done. Born with a heart of stone, fast with a gun. I'm here to get mine, then I'll leave this town. If you're standing in my way, I'll cut you down. You can't tame me.
Doom, doom, da doom, doom, doom. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Invasion Nation Morning Show. Yeah. Let's see here. There we go. You guys seen what I'm doing on the screen here? Check it out. The Redneck Tech taught me something. Let's see if I can do this the right way without fucking it up. Probably can't do it as good as he can, but damn it, man, I'm going to try. Boom! How'd I do? How'd I do? I'm here now. You have been nice glasses. Thanks, Weed. What's happening? Ain't seen you in a while. Night show. Yeah, we had 30 stop in. You guys make sure. I know pretty much everybody here is already following 30, but if you're not following 30, make sure you follow them. You guys got to make up for my lack of not being there because I've just been feathermucking busy. But it's people like 30 who coach me and you know, encourage me to do this kind of shit and push towards my goals. Hey, look at that tech guy. And then also make sure you guys check out Mill Pond Salon and Romaine Berg. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Romaine Berg here real quick. I know some of you have heard the spiel, but I'm going to tell you for real. These guys have had my back 100%. I was getting bullied pretty bad for a while on social media, and finally they just stepped in. As you guys know, that's the Redneck Text deal, and he finally stepped in and said, no more. No more, man. You've been working your ass off, and you don't deserve this. And if you guys have a business, large or small, or know somebody who does, you need to get them over to check out Romaine Berg and see what they can do for you. I'm telling you, these guys are phenomenal. Before any of the first thing that we ever did was talk business, and I developed a friendship out of it. And literally, you want to talk about a blue collar company that started from the ground up. They know and appreciate small businesses, so don't think that they're so big that you can't get your small business involved there. They love helping small businesses grow. They love seeing what they're doing for a business constantly. So make sure you guys check them out, please. If you know somebody with this business, large or small, please go and check them out. Also, guys, listen. I did a whole fishing stream. I mean, literally caught my limit in largemouth. And I mean, we're talking big honking. I mean, it's my profile picture. The hog that I caught behind Mill Pond Salon. The hog. You guys will see in the video. All right, Justin, I appreciate you.
We're making them dirt road dollars way out yonder, having them
Okay,
holler.
we're talking the catfish that just ripped my line right out of the freaking pole. I mean, seriously. You go over there, drop the lady off, and say, hey, you just tell Paulina, say, here's an extra $10, $20. Keep her here as long as you can. I'm going fishing. She'll help you out, I promise, I swear. Ladies, here's the other thing. You want to make your husband's day? Say, hey, listen, I'm gonna go to Mill Pond Salon. Thank you, boss lady. I appreciate you.
We're making them dirt road dollars. Way out yonder, having them holler.
Somebody's trying to start a penny war. But here's the thing. This is the best part of this, okay? Ladies, you can make it seem like you're doing something for your husband. If they love to fish, you can go get your hair done, your nails done, get skin treatment done. You can get all this stuff done. Yeah, it's boss lady trying to start a penny war up in here. I can see it now. Oh, good night. Here we go. But ladies, here's the thing. You can take the guys there. You can send them up back with a fishing pole, and they're going to have a blast. I tell you what I'll do even tomorrow morning. I will bring in the lures that I was using so you guys can see them up close and personal. They're $1.75 to buy the lures. And you can get them on your way there. Stop at Mills. Here we go. Let's see. We got Justin on it. Boss lady. You guys. Chad. Here comes the penny wars.
We're making them dirt road dollars.
Every penny counts. Held it. We got 18 minutes. K Swanee coming in. Swanee's like, I'll just throw 10 of them out there. Now what? Here we go.
We're making them dirt road dollars. Way out yonder, having them
Here we go. Here come the pennies. Cryptors in there. We gotta just throw them all out there. We're just gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna blow Streamlabs all the way the hell up. Fuck it. They fucked with us today. Let's get them. Get them. They says get them. Oh yeah. Here, you guys want some background music? I can't do the Benny Hill. That was always my favorite one.
Some call me a sinner.
Yeah, look at there, Chad coming in with 100 biddies.
them dirt road dollars. Way out yonder, having them holler.
That's with a gun.
Swanee coming in with another 100. Hell, it looks like the ending good hit. I'm gonna be hitting the dirt road dollars for. Yeah, I appreciate it. Everybody counts. Everybody counts right now. Thank y'all. I greatly appreciate everyone. Oh no, Chad, why? We were on such a good roll. Can we get one show without Baby Shark? Fucking Baby Shark. Look at this. They're still rolling out the pennies. Now, see, I don't hope I never get to be one of them asshole shows that charge you. Like, some of these programs I've been on, these guys have got huge followers. They're always, it's like this. They put it out there and like, oh, your minimum has to be $10. It's like, what the fuck? All right, Gus, come on with it then. 200 biddies right out there.
Making them dirt road dollars.
Here comes Ruger. Yeah, okay, Ruger. All right. I see where you at. Last time I make you a damn pork chop. Oh, yeah, but I work for a guitar company and we all handmade here in the good old USA. Amen. Yeah. Look at that. We're still going saving your ears. All right, gotta go camp. Go put camp and stuff away after drying out all day. Later, taters. Ah! Oh, you evil individual. Oh, why would you do that to me? Ruger wife. Oh, I thought we were friends. Oh.
You're fired. Get out of here.
Oh. This is what I get. Look at this. You guys are still rolling it out. Oh. Wonder how long it's going to take Streamlabs to catch up to that one. So, Anyways, oh, Chad. Oh. Fill that cup. Oh, yeah. I always wanted to learn how to play. I know how to play bass guitar a little bit. All right, Cryptor, thank you.
Making them dirt road dollars.
TP175 coming in. I almost missed yours. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that, TP.
Way out yonder, having them holler.
Yeah. Everybody helps. I got a goal. I'm trying to go full time. All right, MM, I appreciate you.
Making them dirt road dollars.
Oh, wait. That one's... I'm watching the screen, not the chat. I'm trying to go full time. I want to be a full time streamer. And I really do. That way you guys will get to see me do more stuff that I normally do. Working on crap in the garage. Well, the first thing we'll be doing is cleaning out the garage. Good night. They're going to have me on an episode of Hoarders here pretty quick. I keep going on. Oh. All right, Chad. I appreciate them 300 biddies. Thank you.
Making them dirt road dollars. Way out yonder, having them
And the
holler.
shared rewards go to 3 others in chat. Very nice. Bagpipes, I have the album that song is on. You know, I loved Bagpipes. All right, TP, I appreciate that. Come on with it.
Making them dirt road dollars. Way out yonder, having them holler.
They're putting them heavy biddies in the bottom is what they're doing. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll watch her. I like her. I'll deal with some bagpipes. There you go, y'all. Bagpipe Blues. All right, Gus, I appreciate you.
Making them dirt road dollars. Way out yonder, having them holler.
Our church has the Minnesota Police Bagpipe Blues play on Easter Sunday. That's really cool. This is wavy. Oh yeah, it's gonna run all the way out to the end of the show. That I promise you. Bagpipes and blues. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff. I really dig bagpipes. I really do. See, on here, I can control the volume. On the soundboard, I can't control the volume because I don't know how to get into it. Redneck Tech has decided that my eardrums mean nothing. My mouth is where the money's at, I guess. That's what she said, huh? There's some other ones too. See who comes up. These right here. They do Dropkick Murphys. I love this. You guys haven't heard this yet.
Do you have a metronome?
Yeah. Yeah. Get it. Don't play that stuff, gets you in trouble. Ah, to give the redneck tech something to do. All they do is remove it. Yeah, this is Goddess is a bagpipe and snake charmer. Yeah, man, it's originally done by Dropkick Murphys. I wouldn't call it all-time favorite bands, but I definitely dig their music. I love Dropkick Murphys. Hold on. Nice paper. I do own a kilt, no joke. I used to. There's nothing they can't play on a bagpipe. Yeah. All right, we won't make it too hard on him. But yeah, I definitely dig bagpipes. I always have. What it was, I had a old drunk guy used to love playing. Same with old pedal steel. Isn't anything you can't play on it. You're right. Or wait. No, I guess I don't know what a pedestal is. What the hell's a pedestal? Let's look that up. Oh, one of their vapors got it hooked up right off the rip. Oh, yeah, we call those steel guitars. Yeah, we call those steel guitars out here. Yeah, I know them. Yeah, they're gonna demonetize the shit out of us for this video. We'll be lucky if this one gets to be posted up. Oh. Yeah, we call those steel guitars out here Vapor. If you look up steel guitars, it's the same thing. This is the stuff I grew up to, is listening to this. My grandma's house. You know, when I was a teenager, I was like, oh man, really? But now when I'm driving, I love listening to this stuff. So, give me a fiddle and a steel guitar, heaven. Absolutely. I want to get a steel guitar. Beer drinking music. Yeah, that is definitely country. Back in the days when that stuff used to go on. Favorite artist, Mr. Junior Brown. Huh?
I got a star on my
Yeah.
car, one on my chest, a gun on my hip, and the right to arrest. I'm the guy who's the boss on this highway. So watch out what you're doing when you're driving my way. If you break the law, you'll hear from me. I know I'm working for the state. I'm the highway patrol. Well, you know me when you see me, 'cause my door's painted white, with my siren just screaming and my flashing red light.
Holy shit, Streamlabs actually caught up. Son of a bitch.
Just to keep on law and order, trying to do what's right. If I write you out a ticket, then you better drive slow. I'm just doing my job. I'm the highway patrol.
Hey, back in the day, this is all you ever heard coming out of my truck.
I'm the highway patrol. Highway patrol.
Hank and Hank Jr. I liked them all. George Jones, Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash. Let's see. There's a lot of them out there. Boxcar Willie, Dwight Yoakam, definitely. All right, MM. Or Chris rolling out. All right, Chris, we'll catch you tomorrow. There's tons of them. There's a ton of old school, even stuff like Patsy Cline. The old Dolly Parton. Used to love her stuff. What the hell is her name? Oh yeah. Willie, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a really big Willie Nelson fan, but I liked Willie. John Anderson was good. I liked John Anderson. God, what the hell is her name? Coal miner's daughter. What the hell is her name? Tammy Wynette. Loretta Lynn. Oh yeah, listen, I could go on for days. You talk old school Reba McEntire, you talk the Judds, you talk. There's tons of them. You know, there's tons of them. So,
and here we have the latest.
Yeah, we're not gonna. But I mean, we're getting demonetized as shit for this video, just so you know. Chris Ledoux, I love Chris Ledoux. Man, I used to rock Chris Ledoux like it was going out of style. Go get a 3,000 watt stereo system installed in my truck just so I could bounce stuff like Chris Ledoux. I did a lot of Hank Jr. I bet you I wore out my mom's Hank Jr. tapes about 3-4 times over. Bedtime, Redneck. All right, Swanee, we'll
Bedtime
catch you tomorrow.
Redneck. Good night.
Good
We're
night,
making
Swanee.
them
We'll
dirt
catch you on
road
the flip side.
dollars. Way out yonder, having them holler.
So it is actually bedtime. It is 10 o'clock. If you guys want me to get up in the morning show, we're going to have to cut this nighttime show out. But anyways, yeah, I mean, man, I hate the fact that we get demonetized for this shit. I would love to sit and do a show and just talk music. Oh, yeah, Charlie Pride. Now, there's some music. Alabama, Travis Tritt. I mean, we could go on for days. I mean, the king of country. The king of country. George Strait. The real deal cowboy and country singer. I mean, seriously. George Strait has got to be the king of country. I used to look like, well, good thing I didn't know when you was younger, boy. I had a big crush on Reba McEntire. I mean, there's just tons of them out there. You know, I mean, you talk about some of the old school country singers that were out there, and I mean, even stuff. You had KT Oslin. You had because KT Oslin did the remake of, or she did 18 Wheels and a Dozen Roses. Sawyer Brown. You know, Sawyer Brown was huge. Statler Brothers, yep. Man. Yeah, Patsy Cline. We know about Patsy Cline. We know Patsy pretty well. And then you got a lot of the bluegrass guys that were out there. Like you said, you had like Boxcar Willie, you had Don Williams, you had the guys out there that were just, I mean, absolutely phenomenal. The old Storytime Country, I used to love that. Garth is definitely a legend. Andrew Sisters. Garth was definitely a legend and will always be a legend in country music. Not only did that guy put on some of the best country music shows ever, but did it without doing it the mainstream way. And one thing you guys may not know about Garth Brooks is forever Garth Brooks, and it still does, controls all of the rights to concert tickets and everything to his shows. You know, and that's the thing. He runs his show 100%. You know, and that's just what it is. I mean, the guy just literally started downloading his music digitally. Gordon Lightfoot. There's one. I mean, the Oak Ridge Boys. Anybody remember the Oak Ridge Boys? I mean, I used to love listening to the Oak Ridge Boys. Them in Alabama were two of my favorite, you know, groups out there. I used to love listening to the Oak Ridge Boys. Elvira. High Cotton. I love that song. You guys remember when I used to play music on the show? I played a lot of Alabama. I liked Alabama. Alabama was all about the working man, and I liked Alabama for that. But because growing up, my thing was, you know, the song that I always lived by was Dixieland Delight. So, Tijuana Brass. Yeah, there's tons and tons of stuff. Oh man, I could go on. I know I'm missing a ton of them. You know, and the thing is you know, Hank Williams Sr. will always be given the credit for breaking ground for country to making it a mainstream deal. Uh, you know, and that's just one of those things. Like when I was growing up, I mean, you know, I heard the old classic stuff. My mom was very, very musically diverse, so I was blessed in that way. She was extremely musically diverse. Oh yeah, Big and Rich and the Music Mafia. Oh yeah, it's got my future ex-wife in there. Charlie Daniels, yeah. I mean, Gretchen Wilson. That's my future ex-wife. Her and Shania Twain. They don't know it. I'm gonna be Mormon just so I can marry both of them at the same time. Yeah, that's how that's gonna work. Mm-hmm. Y'all heard it here. Ronnie Millsap will always be a legend. Roy Orbison used to do some country too. I liked Roy Orbison's country. Roy Orbison, I thanks, and that was the thing. My dad was a big fan of Roy Orbison, so I got to listen to a lot of his stuff. Yeah, with Dwight Yoakam, uh, yeah, there was just tons. I mean, literally, I got lucky because I grew up in a very musically diverse family, and I got to Jerry Lewis country stuff. Man, there's so much stuff out there for country. And the thing is I mean, Keith Whitley, um, and God, why am I drawing such a blank today? Till it's bedtime, but I have to admit I'm a rock girl. Haven't been much of a country girl, even though I was raised on a farm. And that's the thing. My teenage years, Bellamy, bro. Oh yeah, who can forget Redneck Girl? By the Bellamy Brothers. Yeah, every teenage boy was dreaming of that girl. Yeah. I'm very musically diverse. Growing up, I mean, my teenage years, I was into all sorts of stuff. Primus, Slayer, Slaughter, uh, White Zombie, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, a lot of the Southern rock bands, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, yeah. Jim Reeves. I forgot about old Jim. Yeah, I listened. Like I said, I grew up in a pretty musically diverse household. My sisters were into the R&B and hip hop type stuff. I actually got into the gangster rap because when they were talking about censoring music, I had to find out what the hell the stuff was that they wanted to censor. Oh yeah, Vince Gill, Joe Diffie, those guys. Yeah. Uh, There was tons of stuff out there. I got lucky because I got a lot of us were taken for granted. Nazareth, yep. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pink Floyd, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Temple of the Dog. You know, I mean, we got to see the rising of people like Chris Cornell, who was a legend. We got to see the rising of Corey Taylor from Slipknot. These guys are, even if you don't get into the music, the influence that these people have had on music all the way around. You talk about Corey Taylor, who is somebody who's extremely Aaron Lewis from Stain goes country. As soon as his rock contracts were up, what does he do? He goes country and comes out with a number one. Boston and Chicago. I am not going to lie to you. I won tickets. Yeah, even Snoop Dogg has gone country. I'm not going to lie to you. I won tickets, free tickets when I was a DJ. I won free tickets to go see uh, Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire in concert. And I was never an Earth, Wind, and Fire fan. Ever. And after seeing their concert, I still don't listen to their music, but I will go watch them in concert, and I will go watch Chicago in concert. Yeah. Asia. Don't forget about Asia. And Europe. And then you had The Who. Yeah, Meatloaf. Meatloaf only had one number one song in his entire career. Can anybody guess what Meatloaf's number one song was? Don't Google it. Don't be a cheater. Meatloaf had one number one song. What was it? Y'all are keeping me up past my bedtime. What was Meatloaf's one and only number one song? I can do anything for love. Even as popular as Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, only made it to number 5. Okay, here's another one for you. Hair band rocker, Poison. Hair band rocker. Seen them all over. Most of us seen them growing up. Poison. Had one number 1 song in their entire career. What was it? Yeah, I don't know. I was out on the road. So, I mean, we had some rain here, I could tell, but it was decent when I got home. Music trivia, tomorrow's show. Come on. What was Poison's only number 1 song? Now y'all are Googling. See, I know you're cheating.
Oh, yeah!
Marty Stewart, Hawk Creek Mama is now following. All right, I'll tell you. You guys, I know you're cheating. It's Every Rose Has Its Thorn, and I forgot the lead singer's name, but it was his breakup song. Okay? They had one number 1 song in their entire career, and it was Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Axl Rose, what a bitch. Good music, but still a bitch. And they only had one real album that was worth a shit, and they played that one out all the way to the T. The only good thing about the only really good thing about Guns N' Roses, we got to see Slash. Slash was a shit. Van Halen, Sammy Hagar, David Lee Roth, Rat. So, yeah, I grew up in a genre of serious hair bands. Jimi Hendrix. Slash made GNR. I believe I'm right there with you. I believe Slash made GNR. So, Twitch keeps buffering. Is that normal? Streamlabs is having some issues. I know that. Sometimes you have to get out. Velvet Revolver was great. Absolutely it was. All right, guys, I got to get off of here. We will talk music tomorrow. Keep it going. We will talk to you tomorrow. Until then, y'all keep them cold. Keep the bottoms up. I will be on at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning until 9 a.m. And we'll catch y'all on the flip side.
If you're standing in my